Hi everyone, it's Monica and welcome back to Taylor-Made Cards for You. Well, today I'm participating in a video hop with some of my friends using my latest kit called The Most Wonderful Time of the Year. Now you might remember this kit from July because I did introduce it during the Christmas in July series, but we're reintroducing it again this month and sharing with you several projects to give you some ideas on how you can use this kit. Now, I know many of you picked up the kit in July, so I wanted to do something a little extra. I did create an extra ephemera page and I added it to the kit. So for those of you that have already purchased this kit, I will make this available in the dollar section so you can pick it up and add it to the kit you've already purchased. It has some wonderful labels, a new background, and some great words. Now this is a video hop, so make sure that you check out the link below for the next person and be sure to leave some comments along the way because you know we all love getting some love. Now I'm going to be giving away a $10 gift card to the shop during this video hop, so make sure that you do leave a comment so I can enter you into my drawing at the end of the week. So let's go ahead and jump right into this project. Now, one of the things that I love about digital images is the ability to actually layer it before you print it out. Now, the background that I have for this card, I have some really fun red and white striped background, as well as some green and white striped background. But if you're doing some layering, you and I both know that part of that is going to get covered. So I love the ability to be able to layer prior to cutting out, so I don't have to use a lot of my colored ink. This way, I still get the border of my red and my green without using up a lot of my red and green ink. Now, because I don't want to necessarily create 4 cards with the same background, I am going to go ahead and bring in some other pieces of ephemera that I happen to have laying on my desk to create my cards. And we're going to go ahead and be using these 4 paper dolls, which are shoppers, to create a fun background on 4 cards. So you know that I typically do mat my cards onto black cardstock. I really just like the way that that finished card looks, having that black pop. So that's what I'm going to do with these cards as well. I'm going to go ahead and take my printed cardstock and I'm going to place my black cardstock right underneath and just lay out the 4 pieces that I have to figure out how I want to put my background together. Now, I also picked up some Tim Holtz ephemera and stickers. I picked up this sticker book along with these labels, and I'm going to incorporate these into my background as well. What's nice about layering cards is there's really no wrong way to do it. You can just grab pieces off of your desk, you can grab scraps, and typically you can create so many cards that are all unique. Now, like I said, I'm not going to use the background image, the beige background image on all 4 cards. So I'm going to incorporate some of this new ephemera that I had laying on my desk on 3 of the cards. So I'm just grabbing my 3-in-1 beacon and I'm going to go ahead and add that to my first layer so I can go ahead and just kind of lay out my cards and get an idea of what I have to work with. Christmas layered cards can really come together easily, especially if you pre-plan. Like I said, I had some of these pieces already cut out, and if you know you're going to be creating layered cards, you can easily cut several pieces of your ephemera, your cardstock, and just get ready to put your cards together. The layering part is the funnest part of all, so if you have the backgrounds put together, it's just a matter of bringing out your pieces of ephemera to come up with a design that you'll be happy with. Now, like I said, the background that I'm using on some of these cards is from other kits, so I'll make sure that when I leave a list of all the products that I'm using, I'll add those kits as well in case you're interested. Some of this ephemera is really fun because I've actually recreated it from actual vintage items where I've scanned it and cleaned it up and recreated it for our use. And I just love recreating the past. I think that it creates some great nostalgia, and I just love the designs that used to be available back in the day. So for these backgrounds, I did use my die cut that gives it that little decal look. It is one of my favorite dies, and you've seen me use this in the past as well. And then I just added some vintage photo to edge up and give the background corners some color to make it look a little bit more vintage. And then again, like I said, I'm adding it to my black cardstock with my 3-in-1 beacon. Now, if you've never worked with ephemera pieces or printed ephemera, the easiest way to cut these out, I find, is just a fussy cut. I know a lot of us have the scan and cut, or we might have some sort of cutting machine where you can cut out these images with a machine. But I find that it's just as easy to just fussy cut them. I just will grab my pieces of paper and cut them down to size, and then just one evening cut out all of my pieces. And I really like to have them all cut out before I sit down to play, because that way I can just kind of mix and match and see what I have to work with. Now, some of the other pieces are pretty easy to cut out as well. You have your straight lines, which are the labels, some of the new labels, and some of the new word sentiments as well. And of course, those are always easy to cut out. You can use your trimmer machine for those, or again, just pull out some scissors and just easily cut those out. So now that I have all of my backgrounds put together and I have my 4 shoppers, I'm going to go ahead and just start playing with my layout here. And while there really is no rhyme or reason, it is all about the aesthetics of it. And once I have my layout, I pretty much know just by sight. I had thought that I wanted to cover that Santa on the top right side, but ultimately I think that I do leave him showing somewhat, and I just add a little label to cover him up ultimately. But if you do have him showing in the background, that would work as well. There's really no wrong way to layer a card, in my opinion. I also had this Christmas tree sitting on my desk from a prior video, so I thought I would go ahead and incorporate that as well. Over the holidays, if you were to see my desk, I have lots of pieces of paper, I have die cuts, I have all sorts of things, because typically November through December is a crafty time of the year for me, and I don't like to put away and bring out all of my items, especially if I've been playing. So a lot of times I have a little box that I keep right on my desk with all of my ephemera pieces, some of my items that I might have been playing with, and that way I can just incorporate them and use them on future cards. Now, labels are also a great addition to cards because they can create some fun interest. Not only can you add little sentiments or words to them, but you can just simply use them as decor to your background. This particular one I was able to cut in half, and I'm just going to add it to my cardstock just to create a little bit more interest. But before I do that, of course, I wanted to add some vintage photo just to distress it a bit. Another thing that you can use in layering your cards is, of course, washi tape. I have this really great black and white washi tape that I love using during the holidays because the type on the washi tape is really thin and it looks vintage, at least in my opinion. And I think it makes a great addition to the cards. I will be incorporating that into one of the cards as well. Now, if you don't have washi tape, which, come on, I really find that hard to believe, everybody has washi tape. But if you truly don't have any washi tape, you can easily create strips of your own washi paper by cutting down some of your cardstock. Washi tape really is just another pattern to create more interest. So if you don't have the actual tape, just take some of your Christmas paper and trim it down to be able to add additional interest. Really what you're looking for here is just contrast. So the more pieces of contrast that you can add to your cards just creates for a wonderful layered card. And this is the washi tape that I was referring to earlier. It really is an awesome tape. I don't even know where I got it, but it is one of my favorite, and I try to incorporate it every holiday. I think I've had it for a few years now, and of course I don't use very much of it every year, so I have it over and over again. Alright, so now that I pretty much have my backgrounds together, I'm going to go ahead and pull out some of this ephemera that I was talking about that I have on my desk. And as you saw here, I have it in this little case, and these are the old, well, I shouldn't say old, they're not that old, but these are the photo cases that hold some of your photos. I know that all of us have seen these before. You can get them at Michael's, and I think I've also seen them at Hobby Lobby, but they're photo cases where you can store your photos. But I store my ephemera pieces in there. And what I do is I label it according to the holiday. And then I have this little case that I can easily tuck it away in and store for the year. So if you have ephemera pieces and you like to keep your seasons together, or perhaps your colors together, whatever combination you like to store your ephemera pieces, those cases are really wonderful to work with. Now, when I am creating layered cards, I don't create one at a time. Like you see here, I have 4 laid out, and sometimes I even get as many as 6 or 8 on my table when I'm not filming, because I can just pull out all of my ephemera pieces and start to mix and match. And really, once you have your layout and you're happy with the design, it's just a matter of gluing down the pieces like I'm doing here. So this type of a Christmas card is so easy to create in bulk, especially if you know that you have to get several cards out in a short period of time. You can easily sit down and create 10 to 15 cards in no time at all. So now that I'm happy with my background, I'm going to go ahead and continue to add my shoppers. And as you can see here, I don't have too much concern over my background, because as I've said before, when you're layering, you can't be too concerned about what you're covering up. You want to just kind of look at it as a whole to make sure you're happy with it. Now on this particular card, I wanted the December to show, so I was somewhat strategic of placing my paper doll. So if you certainly have something you want to show, just be aware of that when you're placing down your final images. So now I'm on to my last card, and I'm placing down this Christmas tree. And this is a Sussex die cut that I had cut out. I had used it in one of my prior videos, and I had an extra piece on my desk, so I'm certainly going to use it and not let it go to waste. And then once I have all of my paper dolls laid out, then all I need to do is just add my sentiment. So this is a good time to talk about the video hop. Like I said, this is a Christmas video hop, and we're going to all be using our most wonderful time of the year digital kit. So hopefully we'll all give you some great ideas to use this kit. The kit is available in the shop, so be sure to check it out over at Taylormadecards4u.com, and I'll be sure to leave a link below for you. Now, as I indicated, I am going to be giving away a $10 gift card for my shop for a digital image. So you can pick up this digital kit, or if you prefer, you can pick up a different one. Many of us by now may be already finished with our Christmas cards, and if you are, congratulations, because I'm not. But if you wanted to pick up another kit, you can certainly use that gift card for any kit in the shop. And while you're over there, be sure to check out the membership section. I recently started a monthly membership as well as an annual membership, where you can get access to any of the monthly releases, or a backstage pass, which gives you access to all of the digitals in the shop. This is a really good way to build up your digital portfolio and be able to craft all year long. So be sure and check that out as well. So I will leave a list of all the products that I've used to create the cards, along with the links to the stores. And if you've enjoyed the video, I would certainly appreciate a thumbs up. I will have pictures of all of these cards that I created at the end of the video, so be sure to stick around to the end so you can check out the photos. And as always, I really appreciate you supporting my channel, and I hope that you all have a really, really nice Christmas holiday. All right, everybody, I'm going to finish off with some Christmas music, and I hope you all have a wonderful evening. Thanks so much for stopping by.